Just like Harry and Meghan keep putting their asses out there so you remember who they are and what they're doing and you know their name because that's what they want, because at the end of the day, they don't want their privacy. I want my privacy. I don't believe that. But anyways, that's what this whole thing's about. He's a court case, everybody. This has been going on all week. I've been biting my tongue talking about it, but people love when we talk about Harry and Meghan. So here we go. Let's dive into some Harry and Meghan news. Mostly Harry, but Harry is going.
Harry.
I'm going to call this Harry Goes to Court. That's what I'm going to call it. He's on an adventure. Harry Goes to Court. So Harry is the very first British royal in over 130 years that is going to give or is given testimony at the High Court. That went down. He's accusing that the tabloids have incited hatred and they have blood on their hands. That's what Harry says. And multiple people besides him are actually suing the Daily Mirror and publisher Mirror Group newspapers over phone hacking and using private investigators to actually try to hack into their lives and make stories and put it out there. And Harry has been going on his whole life. Again, we've talked about this before because Sperry talked about it on his documentary, talked about it on Meghan's podcast. They talked about it. Everybody's talking about the tabloids. But now they're suing the Mirror. And the Mirror says, where's your proof? And Harry had no proof. Of course, what do you have? He was saying, okay, well, I broke my finger, my thumb one time, and my doctor knew about that, so you probably hacked my doctor's phone. And they're like, okay. And then he's like, well, on my 18th birthday, my uncle gave me, this golf clubs, and you guys wrote about it, but no one knew about that besides my uncle and me. And they're like, okay, so I hacked your phone for that? They're like, oh, you must have. And it's like the whole thing. It's just like nuts, So he's been working on trying to fight the public, fight the news. And so now he's suing the Mirror. These people are suing the Mirror, and it's not going well for him. It's not. And he's going after Piers Morgan too, because Piers Morgan was running stuff at the time. And there's a whole plot he's saying to go against him and his family, and he's doing this for Meghan. That's why he's out there. And if the court system, the High Court, doesn't rule for his favor and for their favor, then it's injustice against the whole country. And is it or is it not? That's the question. And he also said that they're trying to go after his heritage. That you're saying, oh, well, he's not actually royal because the guy who was cheating on his dad with his wife is actually his father. There's so much stuff happening, everybody. But I want to bring it out to the group. Do we think this will actually matter? Will he get anywhere with this? Or will they rule against him and then that's it? And then Harry has to keep complaining on documentaries, complaining someplace. I mean, that's what you do as a royal. This is what it is. The paparazzi are your life. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, Rachel, what do you think? I see you itching at the bit over there. What do you think about the Harry situation moving forward right now? Do you think that his court case will do anything?
I think the honest truth and the sentiment of everything is somewhere in the middle, because he has a lot of reasons to be upset with the tabloids. His entire life, they've harassed him. They've harassed his mother. They've harassed everything. He never asked to be born into this family. So that fucking sucks for him. But is it as bad as he's saying it is? Probably not. So I think it's he has reasons to be upset, but he may be just blowing it just slightly out of proportion.
Yeah.
So and Piers Morgan is a fucking asshole. So he has every right to be mad at Piers Morgan. That guy's a cunt. So
he was saying that Piers Morgan was had an earwig or something like that when they're interviewed one time, and he was he's been just trying to ruin my life.
The tabloids are assholes, but I think he's being very paranoid about all of this. So he's being paranoid, but also they're assholes. So it's there's no real right answer in any of this, I feel like.
Yeah, it's tough. Sabrina, I know you're very, very direct about Harry and Meghan. What do you think about this situation? Do you think that he will actually get something done by going and testifying the very first time in 130 years, a royal on the stand? Or do you think that it was a waste of time?
Obviously not. He's just embarrassing his family with all it. No one's been on a stand in 130 years. He's just it's almost like he's trying to get out of their good graces, and he keeps being I want to make amends, and I hope one day that you can't keep doing shit like that. If that's the case, it's not how it works. And the tabloids have a very specific relationship with the royal family. It's like a transactional type of thing. There are certain things that are expected. And yes, I'm not saying that they don't cross the line. I'm not saying that it's not too much, but it's a different thing than it is here. You know what I mean? There it's a monarchy. It's a whole, Brian, I'm going to kill you with the pictures. Are you kidding?
The picture's
Are you kidding cute. Right now? Are you kidding with the pictures?
Dynamite.
It's just little Harry.
it is a very different situation than it is here with the paparazzi. And I of course, like paparazzi gets out of line. It's not great. Like they call them like the paps there. So oh my god, I love that picture because everyone look at the picture right now. Do you see the guy on the right hand side of your screen with they wear those wigs in court. Like all of the lawyers wear those wigs. Like that is a thing that happens. Like that is a thing that happens in any court that you go to in England. And I think it's amazing. It is amazingly hilarious, and I love it. Every movie, the first movie I saw where that happened, I was like, "What the fuck is this?" Like it blew my mind. So thank you for putting that picture up. But I think that Harry is just like going off of everything and anything that he possibly can to basically I don't know, like he wants to be like the one that changes things, but it's not ever gonna happen.
He's a scare.
Like it's not, I mean, but also
unfortunately.
Like I yes, but like and I understand he has had a different life than William had, like 100%. He was raised differently because he was a spare and because there was the speculation of the affair and like all these things. Like he grew up differently. And he was more affected by his mother's death because, you know, he was younger than William and he also, again, was raised differently. But the thing is like, everyone says the paparazzi killed his mother, but she was not wearing a seatbelt.
He said the same thing.
The driver was drunk. Like, there was a lot of things that happened that it wasn't just a high-speed...
They did
paparazzi situation.
Before her
of course they did.
They really deteriorated her mental health.
I'm not saying that they didn't. And there's many videos of her saying, I'm on vacation with my kids. Can you back the fuck up? And I appreciate and respect that. But at the same time, there is, once again, a relationship between the paparazzi and the royal family. Like there is a relationship, a thing that they do. And I understand when someone asks you to back up, royals, you probably
and then
should
say, hey, you can fuck with this royal.
But they're
also protecting William while fucking with Harry.
No, at that,
no, I mean, it's more transactional, I think.
Yeah, and it's also like there's also like, you know, obviously people are going off book, but the thing is he doesn't understand it all. He was too young. And he took this stance a long time ago. And so he never cared to like learn the politics of it. And then he just kind of went rogue. And I understand going rogue at that age when the shit's going on. Like, I get it.
We do.
But then you step away and you make a spectacle of your life and you make a spectacle of this court case and you make a spectacle of security and like
everything.
He has done everything that you shouldn't do. Like there is an etiquette that you follow. And like you know, obviously am, you know, nowhere near fucking royalty, but like watching it all of my life. And like my mother is very, like her name is Lady Maria, by the way, on Netflix. So my mother has been fascinated with the royals her whole fucking life and the monarchy and all of this thing. So like it's an unfortunate thing. And I feel bad for him in a certain respect, like as to what happened to him, but the way he's handled himself since is just unacceptable. And if he wants to get back with his family,
his kids, because if he
lays
this groundwork
it's not.
now,
He's making it worse for his kids.
Won't have to deal with this.
Literally making
his kids
it worse
will go
for his kids.
To the royal family. I think one day.
If he just sat around and didn't do anything and didn't do Netflix specials and didn't do documentaries and didn't go to court, his kids it eventually would fade away. But he keeps putting himself back in the spotlight.
It will never fade away because the British public are fucking obsessed.
No, dude, not in America. He lives in America. He lives in Montefalcone.
He said before it was gonna be done. It's never gonna end.
No, dude. And then he said, I'm not going to talk about my family anymore. And then you're going to court. Like, it's ridiculous. But really quick,
I think there's only one logical explanation.
What does Mr. O'Neill think here?
There's only one logical. I think everybody's wrong, and there's only one logical explanation here. And that is that Harry is his alter ego. He's actually a vigilante. He's been taking down the family one at a time, right? He's got one down. One we never thought that would go. No. I think you're both right. I think in a way he is making life difficult because there's going to be lots of publicity around this, and his whole life is forever changed, so on and so forth. But I think heart of hearts, he believes himself to be doing the right thing, which is what he would want his kids to do in this situation, which is understandable. You can have good intentions and go about it poorly.
But also, don't you think that she's influencing him?
Oh, 100%. Oh my God.
Probably.
Yeah.
But thank you.
At the end of the day,
the whole thing started. I think that is how that entire situation started.
Absolutely.
And he was kind of like, Oh shit!
But he could have wanted
yeah.
to do this all along
Yeah.
and just needed the support, and
Oh,
now he
yeah,
has
absolutely.
that support.
Absolutely, he was also the younger sibling. It's just he's the
But
he
like
gets shushed and
at the end of the day, I'd rather him do something he think is right than the rest of the royal family sit on their ass and do fucking nothing.
yeah, there's two sides of that coin, though. Yeah, go ahead.
No, there's just one of the things in the court case, one of the 34, articles that he's upset about was like he broke up with a girlfriend in like 2007. I believe it was, maybe it was 2009. I think it was 2007. And like the article read, hooray, Harry's dumped. Like, hooray, Harry is,
Yeah.
but like, apostrophe S is dumped, right? And he's very upset about that. But there is like literally like a definite, like if you look it up on like Wikipedia or in
2009.
England Wikipedia. Thank you. Sorry. No, I think 2009 was the other girl who wound up killing herself in 2020, and they were just friends.
That was the
right? I
Love
think
Island.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that girl, like Caroline or something. But I think the
Caroline
breakup with his
Flack.
girlfriend, yeah, that's her. But I'm talking about somebody else, like a girlfriend that he had broken up with. I think I'm not sure when it was. I think it was 2007, could be 2009. Thank you, Brian. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to contradict you, but I know that was that Caroline
It's
Flack thing. So there's like a term. It's called a hooray Henry, and the definition is literally like a lively but
boy.
like ineffectual young upper class like young man. Like, so it was like they were just changing the Henry to the Harry. It wasn't like we're glad you got dumped. It's like it was like more of a terminology like of who you are, like encapsulated as or as a not as a person, like that's not who he is inside, but you are
how he's
a
portrayed.
young upper class lad, you know what I mean, like you're royalty. So I don't it wasn't like to like everyone wasn't happy that you were upset, you know what I mean, like no one was happy that you got dumped. It was just like this basically privileged person has gotten dumped. The terminology wasn't like happiness that you were in a sad place. It was a terminology, and I'm not saying that's right. I think it's pretty fucked up. You shouldn't do that. But at the same time, like when you're in the media, they do things like that, and that's a terminology. Like some people call a cigarette a fag. Like, can you pass me a fag? And if we're gaying it up, I might be like, what the fuck? Why are you call? What do you mean? Pass me, you know what I mean? Like,
no,
there could be.
If you're gay, you can say fag. It's okay.
No, I'm saying if someone asks you and you were like, what the fuck? Why are you saying that? You know what I mean? If you didn't know that a cigarette was called a fag, and like, let's say you and I were hanging out next to each other, and they said that, I would be like, what are you saying?